The person who gets approached the most at the bar. Studies show. I heard it on this podcast. My favorite, Diary of a CEO, and her name, Vanessa Van Edwards, is not the most attractive person, not the hottest person. It is the person who is most physically open. Nothing is blocking their torso. Not a drink, not a bag. They're not standing with their arms crossed. Their feet are angled open to the biggest part of the room. Okay, also, this is tea. You do quick glances around the room at everyone. And Steven, the host, was like, you're looking at everyone. And Vanessa was kind of like, everyone that you want to approach you. Yeah. And also, studies show, the studies don't lie, it takes on average 8 times of making eye contact with someone for them to approach you. Another earth-shattering piece of information I learned in this episode, which after this video, I'm going to start to address. Vocal fry. Bad. Very, 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 very bad. And I have it worse than anyone. Vocal fry signifies insecurity, because where it derives from is you're not speaking loudly enough and your vocal cords are rattling against each other. This makes a lot of sense for me because I am always worried about being too loud. That's also another issue of mine, is that I'm very loud. I laugh very loudly. I thought I speak loudly too, but I guess I need to be projecting at this volume so that I don't have vocal fry. I think I still did it because I tail off at the end. So I'm going to have to speak louder so that my vocal cords don't rattle against each other. Can't stop.
And if you can believe it, modern women they're still arguing with this. They're still down in the comments talking foolishness about why they're not going to do this. Oh, if I get stared at like this, I'm going to call the police. That's what I'm saying. Y'all will listen to all that other foolishness, be up in a rich man's face, wasting his time. But if somebody were to dare tell you, listen, I know you want to look at somebody 3 times, try looking at them a minimum of 8 just to make sure, just for clear communication. Hey, I'm looking at you. Come on over. I'm never going to do that. I don't want to be involved in that. That's so dumb. Really begins to show you where these modern women's priorities are.
Whoever said that becoming a mother and being a wife is oppressive have never been barefoot and pregnant in the kitchen making banana bread while their husband is at work. In no way, shape, or form is this oppression. It's very much enjoyable, actually. And I'm loving every second.
You women nowadays are always telling men that we don't want girlfriends. We want moms when we ask you to do basic women-like things for us. No, we want you to act like women in our mom's generation. You know, the women that raised us, the women that took care of their husbands, cooked for their husbands, loved their family, didn't want to go to work and abandon their kids, didn't want to party at the clubs all weekend and act like they hate men all the time. So no, we don't want moms. We want you to act like wives.
This man really just sat up here and said, we don't want moms. We just want women that act like our moms. Sir, you're not beating these allegations, okay? Some of these men want the 50s and 60s housewife so bad, but that's not what women want. We saw right through it. Our mothers and our grandmothers, they warned us. Those women weren't happy and they don't care. They still feel entitled to your free labor. They want you to do it and not complain about it. And the only way for you to do that is for them to have some kind of financial control over you. Your independence scares them because they need you to need them. You can't just want them. They need you desperate. Desperate women make poor choices. Desperate women settle for men like them. Men who have nothing to offer are truly threatened by a woman's independence. They want to get back to the days where women needed permission from men to do everything. They want to get back to the days where all she did was be quiet and cook and clean. They don't want you to have a voice. Them wanting to return back to the days of the 50s and 60s is not about family. It's about control.
Did you hear what he said? Did you even listen to what he was saying? Modern women be so quick to try to put words in a man's mouth. He didn't say that. He said, I'm looking for a woman similar to the women that we found in my mother's day and age. What would you be talking about, sir? I'm talking about the women who didn't hate men, who actually love their children and their husband, didn't mind cooking and cleaning for them. I'm talking about the women who wouldn't abandon their kids and go partying all night. That's the type of women that I'm talking about. But y'all here, what the issue is, y'all don't really want to do nothing. Y'all don't want to be involved in doing nothing. Period. Just say that. The man just said, he didn't say anything about control. He just said, I'm looking for a woman that actually likes me, that actually wants to contribute, that actually wants to cook for me. Because there's plenty of women out there, even hollering foolishness like you talking about right now, to say, man, if I find a man to put me in my masculine, baby, I ain't going to have no problem getting in that kitchen. That's what they be saying. But for some reason, y'all act like the kitchen is some sort of plague or something in there. And y'all want y'all man to do all the cooking, all the cleaning, all the working. Y'all don't even want to split it anymore. Y'all just want the man to do everything. Prove your love to me for 5 years and I'll think about helping out around the house. Y'all not listening and it shows.
Come back. Come back. Come back.
I'ma just say this straight up. If he's short, and I'm talking about like the reasonably shorts, right? You know, like I'm talking about like the 5'5" to like 5'8". All right. 5'9" can be included in this as well. But he got a face card. He's out mogging. He gonna make your life a living hell. And the reason why he's able to do that is because you underestimated him. You assumed because he wasn't 5'10" and up that he wasn't going to get the culo. Oh, he's getting it, babe. And a lot more than you could ever imagine. So respectfully, keep an eye out for him too. He's rounding them up. He's rounding them all up, baby. Round of applause, baby, make that ass clap. That's his theme song, okay?
He's not rounding anything up. He's the same type of Chad, only shorter. That's literally it. Y'all are still picking the same type of bad men for no reason at all. Just because you want to. Y'all still walking out in this dating arena with the same bad thought process. And when it continues to bite you in the behind, you update your logs as like, okay, hey, public service announcement. I went with a 5'5" guy. He looked good, but he still did me dirty. Have you ever thought maybe, just maybe, at some point in time, you should focus on the character of the guy? No. Why?
What happened with the chivalry? You see that bar? You see the bar full of men sitting down, literally just watching women in heels stand up. Like,
you want to know what happened? I'm going to tell you what happened. See, what y'all girls don't understand is that when men get online, they actually be paying attention to the stuff that y'all be saying and doing, right? Especially when attractive girls get online and say and do stuff. That's who they be focused on. So every time you see a pretty girl make a video and talk about how she be disgusted when men talk to her when she out, how she don't like it when men look at her, men have conversations with her, don't talk to her. Like, when she makes videos like that, the men are paying attention. When women like that are making videos, the men are paying attention, right? And so they figure, okay, well, this must be what it is. This must be what women want. Right? It don't matter about the women who ain't really that attractive, who get online and be like, oh my God, we want you to talk to us when you out. Like they're not listening to you. They listening to the girls who they find attractive and what those girls are saying, right? So you can't counteract the girls who they find to be attractive and them saying silly stuff online. So back to the point. Because those girls are getting online and saying silly stuff like that, when men go out now, they not hollering at you. They not bothering you. And they not getting up out their seat to let you have it. You know why? Because you've gotten online and showed how entitled you are. And you've shown how disrespectful a lot of y'all are. Why would somebody want to give up their seat for you? Right? You knew you was going to be standing up when you put the heels on. It is what it is. But for y'all to think that you can keep getting online and saying all of this outrageous stuff so that you can be a girl's girl and get follows and likes from other women and think that this stuff is not going to show up in real life some kind of way, it is. See, here's the thing. When men get online and they try to give women advice and tell women about what type of women they like, what they're attracted to, what they want. Women meet them with, oh my God, we don't care what you want. We don't care, right? Because you're a girl's girl and you're trying to impress other women. So for the sake of that, it going one ear and out the other. When men try to give you good advice about men that's trying to play you in real life and tell you that if a man just trying to go with the flow of BSing you about a title, he don't really want you, the way that's going in one ear and out the other, you think that that's what men doing too. But they not. They actually using social media to gauge how to deal with y'all in real life. And so because of that, that is the reason why I said, when you going out, they ain't bothering you no more. When you going out, they ain't giving up their seat to you, right? Because remember when y'all get online and y'all try to make it seem like anybody who say anything to you must be trying to attack you? Remember that man versus bear? Remember, you can't just get on here and just be saying anything, right? And then think that ain't nobody gonna take it serious or think that there is some truth to what you be saying. So if you needed an answer to that question, there it is.
And the thing about it is, I don't think that they ever actually qualify a statement, put a disclaimer in there. They never add some context to what they're talking about. No man approach me. Nowhere. Ever. Not in public. Not at nowhere in public, actually. Nowhere. Don't even look in my direction at all. Don't think about buying me no food, no drinks, no nothing. I don't like you. I don't like any men, nothing. And then be back online 3 weeks later talking about how men don't approach and be upset by it. Then get back online asking the very same men, what happened to you guys? What happened was you thought that you could embarrass folks and then they was going to stay there. You let your mouth run a little bit too long without putting it back in check. And now you're reaping the consequences of that foolishness you let slide off your tongue.
In an era where I hate when men talk to me, maybe that's an era that I'm always in now that I say it out loud. Either way, why is it when you want none of them to speak to you, when you want to be invisible to men, that all of them approach you? And it's like, I want to wear a sign on my head that says, I don't want to talk to you. And they all approach me and they're talking to me and I'm like, I'm married. And they're like, well, where's your husband? And I'm like, what the?
I mean, in general, you don't really win by being a rude person. I don't know why this is a controversial thing. Modern women have gotten to the point to where they feel like, and they do, say rude, stupid stuff like this online and then get away with it. Like held unchecked, going unchecked, saying foolishness like this. Why do you think that you can treat anybody this way and get respect back? I mean, God, and number one, number two, God forbid a man try to come up and talk to you. God forbid a man be attracted to you and try to come up and approach you. I don't think that these women understand how the structure of life works, how the world works in its natural state. I mean, God dog, we see animals come and approach. I'm going to do my little dance for you. We're going to come and do our thing. And if a man, God forbid, do his little quote unquote dance, how dare he do that? Why is he doing that? I'm trying to find a mate. I'm trying to find a partner. You learn that in science. Animals do it. Like it's a part of nature. So if an animal is doing it and they know how to reproduce and populate, how do you think a man with more intelligence is going to operate? He's following the same structure. The dance might be, hey, let me take you out for lunch. Let me take you out for dinner. Let's get to know each other. Hey, I really like you. Why don't we spend the rest of our lives together? Let's get married. And then we mate, have whatever you want to do, however you want to do it. That's the dance. It seems like you guys have forgotten how the world actually works.
We made a TikTok about not getting approached by men any longer, and several people, actually a couple thousand people, left comments, a lot of men, and I really appreciate y'all comments. And a lot of the comments coming from the men were saying that they stopped approaching women because us as women said that we don't want to be approached anymore. And I want to know which women y'all heard this from. I want to know. I think I've seen in the past maybe women saying they don't want to be approached at the gym. But other than that, I feel like most women would prefer to be approached in person as opposed to like online on an app or something. I don't know. That's what I think. That's how I feel. I also gathered that a lot of men feel nervous approaching women, just like how I said I would feel, right? Like being afraid of rejection. Totally get it. But I will say it's definitely disappointing to see that a lot of men intentionally just don't go up to women anymore. But I get it, right? We told y'all that. I guess some women said that and y'all generalized us. I also feel like I gathered from the comments that women should feel empowered to go up to men, right? If you see a dude that you think is cute, you're attracted to him, why not go up to him? I might try it now. I actually might. Especially seeing now that y'all men purposely don't be coming up to us. Oh yeah, and one more thing, I do have a ring on, a Playboy ring actually, but it's on my right hand, not my left hand. My left hand is still open.
Oh, period, poo. Yeah. Lord forgive.
It's got to be some type of, I don't know, rule or guideline or something that stops these modern women from doing this foolishness.
But see, the problem is people like Keita and Randy, the reason I knew we weren't going to jail is because they make their living off of telling mediocre women that they're better than what they are, that they deserve things they haven't worked for, that everything else is someone else's fault. Every time you turn around, Keita and Randy are making videos like, yes, and know your worth. If you sat and poured into that person and they did not pour into you, that is their fault. And you need to know your worth and shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Just shut up. But that's what people seek. I don't want to seek someone who tells me who tells me what I'm doing wrong. No, I want to go where I am comforted, to be where I'm a lazy, undisciplined person. And I want to go, who's going to tell me that I can do the less work? So Keita and Rennie, they're there for you. They are there for you every time you ain't, to sit and tell you that it's someone else's fault and to be so blind to your own problems. The way that they have so much content like about mean girls and mean friends, it is such a projection because they're the main, mean girl. So seeing everything happening with the show falling apart now, it simply makes sense to me because energetically, this is what's going to happen. It's a bunch of male and female hyenas that are going to do what eventually? Eat each other.
So she's referring to the show, tonight's conversation. There's a lot of clips that I've used in my past videos that I've reacted to. Trip, Kidda. Don't know if I'm going to look it up. But basically the show, as you heard, is like ending, and Kidda saying a lot of stuff online, and I'm sure everybody is cast from the show, right? But I do want to point out some of the things that she's talking about, right? Which moves women, I think, further away from what they need to be doing and the places that they need to be going. And it's because of words like she's talking about here. Oh, it's okay. It's always his fault. You're more than this. It's like, no, you're not more than that. And that's okay. But guess who can help you? The man. He can help you be more than you are right now. How is he going to do that? It's not magic. It's not rocket science. It's just him being there every day to give you constant constructive feedback and criticism. And guess what you're going to do for him? The same. And y'all are going to get better. You're going to learn each other's communication patterns. You're going to learn how to respect each other. And by y'all learning how to respect each other, y'all going to learn how to love and respect other people and make the world a better place. How about that? But if you're always telling somebody they don't have any flaws, they're doing great, fantastic, which everybody needs encouragement, you should do that. But if it's always, you're never in the wrong, you're always right, he's the problem in every situation, how far do you think that our young ladies are going to get? And not to just put it on young ladies, they had older women there too. Women in their 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, having a good time, enjoying themselves. But when it came right down to it, what are you going to tell these women that gets them back on the right path to find what they're looking for? They're looking for love. Why do you keep on telling them they don't have a problem when clearly they do? That's why they're sitting up here at this microphone asking you questions about how they can get a man. And you say, you're not the problem. He is. You just got to wait for him to get in line. Well, he's not getting in line. You sitting here waiting on him. The man had already got in line and proving it by going and finding somebody else. Well, he didn't go on and found somebody else. Oh, well, that ain't gonna last. That's gonna be done in 6 months. And then I come back to the next show next year. He's still with that same woman. Oh, that ain't gonna last. It's gonna be done in 2 years. I give it 2 years. Just because of luck, they still together. And you keep on putting women off over and over again because you're lying. You are not telling the truth. Give them some encouragement, but also hold them accountable so they can go home and fix some of the stuff that they have and find somebody that they want to be with.